Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about the different ways of working with moon energies. Hello, this is Berto and this is my channel where I share my journey as a shaman practitioner. And today we will talk about the different ways that shaman work with moon energies, at least from my experience and what I have seen in my journey so far. Let's get into it. Working with the moon is actually in most cultures or magical practice, and it's not just for shamanism. But because shamanism works mainly with nature magic, we have a very specific set and use for the moon's energy. But the more I learn about moon energy, the more I realize that there's a common theme when working with the energy of the moon. And that is basically to capture the soft, the gentle, and the steady energy that the moon provides to power up a ceremony or to charge a tool, just like a crystal. A lot of people use the moon to charge crystal. Usually, shamans would wait for the full moon to take the crystal out and let it bathe in the moon's energy and to slowly but surely take in the moon's energy. This method is great for charging delicate or colored crystals that might fade under a more intense and a more masculine presence of the sun. The moon, on the other hand, is mostly associated with feminine energies. And that is why in most culture, the moon is usually connected to female deities or goddesses. But of course, there are other deities that has affinity with the moon, not just female deities. And those types of entities or deities have something more to do with the darker aspects of the moon. Another common work that I saw under the moon's influence would be working with angels. And since angels are mostly associated with divination, some practitioners would do their tarot readings under the guidance of the moon because that makes it easier to connect with the angelic realm. And last and perhaps the most grand and maybe for some tradition the most fun and magical experience, even in my experience, is to harness the energy of the moon through a moon ceremony. And mostly, even in the ceremonies that we do, we go to the moon to let go of very old energies. Energies that have served you in the past but needs to go so you can also move on and go to the next level of whatever it is that you want to do in your life. And one example of that ceremony, and one of my favorite, is called the harvest moon. So the harvest moon is when the light of the full moon shines the brightest, and that is why the farmers would harvest their crops during this time of the year so that they can see their crops in the brightness of the moonlight. It's actually also the origin of the Chinese tradition called the Mid-Autumn Festival. It carries the same importance of they are harvesting the rice in this time of the year. So for people like us here in Singapore, that's where the moon cakes will come out and we start eating them and get fat. However, beyond the festivity, beyond all the good food, there's actually a deeper meaning to harvesting the energy of the harvest moon. There's a lot of royalties in China, in Egypt, and particularly in tribes in Africa who actually performs this youthing ceremony during the harvest moon. Youthing basically means that this ceremony can magically stop the clock and reverse your aging every year. My teacher estimates it to be about 1 to 2 years of reversal every time you do the ceremony. And the most fun part is if you do it every year, then you get -2, -2, -2 until, well, you get the idea, right? So needless to say, it's better if you do it consistently over many years so that you can keep your youth and feel revitalized and reverse the effect of your aging. In our tribe in particular, we perform this ceremony from this ancient African shaman tribe, and it has been one of our favorite tribal ceremony that became an annual tradition for our tribe. And that's it. These are just some of the examples I've seen of how shamans or any other magical practitioner really harness the magic of the moon. And if you want to find out more, just stay tuned to our channel and we will give you more content that relates to ceremonies and events, and basically anything that has to do with the use of the energy of the moon. And hopefully by next year I will know more, and I will try to share as much as I can to you guys. Working with the moon is a staple in our tribe, not only because we love its energy, but what I notice is that for modern people like us who spend most of our day working, the moon becomes the more accessible heavenly body to us, a source of energy, a source of inspiration and power to help any shaman or magical practitioner get to the next level of their life. But again, like what we always say in our channel, don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself. Speaking of which, if you are interested to participate in the moon ceremony, we have one coming up very soon. You can just add my tribe's Facebook group and look for a poster there that describes this ceremony, or you can click on this video so that you can learn more about the next Harvest Moon ceremony. Also, please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe in my channel so you can learn more about modern shamanism as a practice. In here, we just make our modern life just a little bit more magical every day. And that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on our next one. Bye-bye.